If you don't listen to the rabbis, will you get eaten by a lion? Is it okay for a rabbi to lie if it's for the purpose of doing a mitzvah? All this and more in your 10 Minutes of Talmud. We are on Daf Nun Gimel Amud Beis in the Tractate Brachos. If you're using the Artscroll edition, that's page 53b2. If you're using the Koren Talmud edition, it's page 343 at the top of the page. We begin with the words Misha'achal. So the Gemara is going to quote a Mishnah that said, if a person ate and you forgot to bench, you forgot to recite the grace after meals after you ate, according to Beis Shammai, right, you must return to the location where you ate the meal and then bench. However, according to Beis Hillel, it is not necessary for you to return to the location where you ate. You can bench exactly where you are. The Gemara is going to discuss this case. Rav Zvid said, and some say that rather it was Rav Dimi, the son of Rav Abba, that this dispute that we have in the Mishnah, machlekes b'sheshachach, the whole dispute between Beis Shammai and between Beis Hillel is only if a person forgot to bench and then left. Then Beis Shammai says you return, while Beis Hillel says you don't need to return, you bench where you are. However, if a person intentionally left the place that they were eating without benching, both of them agree, Divrei Hakol Yachzor L'Mekamei V'Yivarech. Beis Hillel will agree with Beis Shammai that no, if you intentionally left, you have to return to your original location where you ate, and you have to bench. The Gemara says, Pshita, this is unbelievably obvious. Why would Rav Zvid have to come along and tell us that the Gemara, the dispute in the Mishnah is only if they forgot, but not when they did it intentionally? V'shachach tanan. The Mishnah itself tells us that they're arguing about a case where they forgot. Why does he come along and say that? So the Gemara answers, Mahu detema. You could have thought that the argument applies even if you didn't intentionally. Why would you have thought that the case? The fact that the Mishnah taught, specifically using the terminology of they forgot, that's the way the Mishnah presented the dispute. It's not to tell us that the dispute only applies when they forgot. You could argue that the reason that the Mishnah discusses a case when they forgot to demonstrate the strength of the position of Beis Shammai, that according to Beis Shammai, even if a person forgot, it was unintentional, he still makes you return. However, Reb Zvid clarifies for us that the dispute is only when they forgot, but if you intentionally left, according to Beis Shammai and according to Beis Hillel, you must return to the place where you ate and bench, and that in practice is what a person should do today. If you ate, you left somewhere, and you didn't bench, you should return to the place where you left in order to bench. That would be a general guideline. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. You can let me know. The Gemara continues. Tanya Amar Lem Beis Hillel Beis Shammai. We learned in a brisa that Beis Hillel said to Beis Shammai, Lidivrechem, according to your words. Beis Hillel says to Beis Shammai, according to your words, that if you inadvertently, accidentally left the place where you ate and forgot to bench, you have to return to bench. Imagine a person ate a meal and they were at the top of a mountain. Perhaps it's referring to the Temple Mount, or they were at they were on top of a mountain. And they descended from this distance where they were at the top of the mountain, perhaps the Temple Mount, and they forgot to bench. Beis Hillel says to Beis Shammai, are you really going to make the person climb the mountain to get to the top, or maybe it's the Temple Mount to bench? Is that really realistic? And Beis Shammai turns back to Beis Hillel and says, of course, that's absolutely the case. Why? It says, Amru lehen Beis Shammai to Beis Hillel. Beis Shammai says to Beis Hillel, according to your position, that you don't have to return, according to your position, Misha Shachach Adanaki B'rei Shabira. What if it wasn't benching that you forgot at the top of the mountain? Rather, it was your wallet. And you forgot your money at the top of the mountain. Lo yalavi itleno. Would a person not take the pains of traveling back and ascending the mountain to get their wallet? Of course they would. For your own honor, for your own pocketbook, for your own cash, you would go back to the mountain. How much more so should a person be obligated to return to the mountain, to the place where they eat, and they forgot to bench? How much more so you should return to bench for the honor of God? Now the Gemara tells us a great story. There were two Torah scholars, two students who were sitting together and eating. One of them forgot to bench. It was unintentional and left the meal. He remembered and he followed the view of Beis Shammai and he returned to his location and he ate. He returned to the place where he ate and he found a wallet full of gold. So he was rewarded for returning, for making the effort to return to the place where he ate. Following Beis Shammai, he was rewarded with a wallet full of gold. One of them intentionally left the place where he was eating, and he did not bench. Ki Beis Hillel, like the position of Beis Hillel. Now, it's not accurate what the Gemara says, the position like Beis Hillel, because Beis Hillel says if you intentionally left, you do have to go back. But perhaps he was influenced by the position of Beis Hillel that if you accidentally left, you don't have to return, and he chose not to return to the place where he ate. V'achle aryeh, and the Gemara tells us he was eaten by a lion. So he did not follow the correct position that the halacha would dictate from him, and the Gemara tells us that unfortunately he met a bad end. The Gemara continues, Rabbi Barchana have ka'azil b'shaisa. Rabbi Barchana, he was traveling with a group of people in a caravan. So this means he was not alone, and where and how he traveled was not up to him. He ate, but he forgot to bench, and the caravan is now moving. The caravan is now traveling. Amar hachi avid, and he thinks to himself, what should I do in this situation? If I tell the people on my caravan that I forgot to bench, now we have to return and travel a distance back to where I had eaten in order so I could bench. What are they going to respond to me? They're going to respond to me, why do you have to travel back to bench? God is everywhere. God is right here. Is he not going to hear you if you bench now? Bench here right now. God's everywhere. They're not going to return. It would be much better if I would tell them that I forgot a golden dove. Surely then they'll let me go back and get it. So he told them, gentlemen, I forgot a golden dove. We have to go back and get it. So they allowed him to go back. So he returned to the place. They all went back to the place where he originally ate, and he benched. And what happened? He found a golden dove. He was rewarded for the effort that he made to follow the halacha, to return, to give honor to God, and to bench properly in the place where he ate, and he was rewarded with a golden dove. Umay shna yoina. The Gemara asked the question, why specifically did he say a golden dove? He could have used any other animal. Why a dove? So the Gemara answers, the misli knesas Yisrael liyoina, because Jewish tradition compares the Jewish people to a dove. Dichsiv, because it says in Tehillim, in the Book of Songs, Kanfei yoina nichva bekesef, the wings of a dove. The Jewish people are like the wings of a dove that are coated with silver. The arvuseha v'yarkuk chorotz, and their pinions are shimmering with gold. And the Gemara explains, what does this mean? Ma yoina einin itzalas ela bekanfos, that just as a dove, right, is saved only in the merit of the dove's wings, right? It's going to fly away from anything that attacks it. Af Yisrael einin itzalas el b'mitzvos, so too the Jewish people could be compared, so too the Jewish people are saved only in the merit of our mitzvahs. So just as the Jewish people are compared to a dove, so too, right, Rabbi Barchana compared him being saved to a dove as well, because it's only in the merit of the mitzvahs that the Jewish people are saved. right? We're going to stop here with the questions that I have for you, which perhaps you could post in the comments. What are your thoughts about this person been eaten by the lion for not following the correct halacha? And what are your thoughts about Rabbi Barchana, right, lying, essentially misleading the people in order to return them to bench? Share your thoughts in the comments, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say.